The calls for real change have grown louder every day of the past 2 weeks. Some protesters have been calling for the defunding of police. Others want to go even further or dismantle local police agencies. In a stunning move announced just last night, the city of Minneapolis is doing just that. And our senior Washington editor, Lindsay Duncombe, has those details.
The city councilors in Minneapolis said that they want to start from the ground up when it comes to the systems that work to keep people in that city safe. So that means getting rid of the old system and building something entirely new. Details still to come, but this is certainly as a result of widespread systemic racism that has played out in how this community deals with its police department. And the president of the city council says previous attempts to fix the situation at incremental reform simply haven't worked. Here's what she said yesterday.
Our commitment is to end our city's toxic relationship with the Minneapolis Police Department, to end policing as we know it, and to recreate systems of public safety that actually keep us safe.
And when we look at the situation in Minneapolis, Heather, since the protests began after the death of George Floyd, the school system, the public schools, said they didn't want the resource officers in schools anymore. The University of Minneapolis, or in Minnesota, has said it does not want to have the same kinds of relationship with the police. So they're going to start and try to build something new. There is some resistance to how this will all play out, though, because the mayor was actually booed at a protest earlier in the weekend when he said he supported reforms, but he didn't like the idea of entirely defunding the police. So the mayor under criticism there. This majority of city councilors is said to be veto-proof, but how this plays out, the exact details of how Minneapolis wants to re-envision its police service is something that's going to be watched very closely throughout the country.
You know, I was struck just in the last 24 hours hearing about Des Moines, Iowa, banning or looking to ban certain police chokeholds. Yeah. New York City looking as well to look at this kind of defunding model. Congress as well considering action. Lindsay, as of today, what are House Democrats thinking about?
They're going to unveil a sweeping justice legislation that really touches on a whole number of issues dealing with the police, including transparency. They want to create a database of police misconduct. They want to make it easier to go after misconduct in court. They want to change tactics. But these provisions put forward by the House Democrats do not go so far as defunding police departments. The bill was put forward by the Congressional Black Caucus. Here's the explanation.
And I think far more resources need to be spent in communities to address a number of problems. Now, I don't believe that you should disband police departments, but I do think that in cities, in states, we need to look at how we are spending the resources and invest more in our communities.
So this legislation will be unveiled today. Unclear if any Republicans in the House or even Senate Republicans are going to be on side with any of the provisions, if this could turn into something that American political parties could agree on. We also know, though, that this is something that is divisive, and it is something that Donald Trump is using in his own Twitter feed, criticizing this defunding movement as being of the radical left.